A new mystery storyline just started for WWE, so we'll see what the fans are saying. We'll also check out what's going on with Stephanie, Liv Morgan, and more, starting with the latest new mystery storyline that was introduced on February 16th. Mystery angles are the easiest way for WWE to build up hype and intrigue for pretty much anything they want, and it never fails. The fans eat it up every single time, no matter what. Just throw someone under a mask or introduce some mysterious countdown reveal, and fans will stay buzzing and speculating about it for a long time, therefore generating hype and buzz for that specific thing. That's what they've been doing in recent weeks with the Masked Man, and they're once again doing it again with another new story, and that's the introduction of the Mystery Crate. On February 16th edition of Raw, a backstage employee brought a mystery crate to Adam Pearce's attention, with the instructions being very clear. It said for the package to be delivered to WWE, and for it to not be opened until February 28th, which just happens to be the Elimination Chamber event. So the big mystery unboxing and reveal will take place at Elimination Chamber. The reveal taking place on that night does appear to match up with how WWE likes doing things lately. They love to have a big moment at premium live events. They're all about individual moments, so it looks like that's what's being set up right here. The big mystery crate reveal is now one of the things advertised for the Elimination Chamber event, so that's something else to add to the card to look forward to. But now for the fun and chaotic part of the conversation that comes into play, and that's the idea of what's inside the crate. There are several guesses from the community, so we'll go over those. The crate definitely appears to be tall enough to hold a person inside of it. It is definitely at least 6 feet tall in height, so thinking there's a person there seems possible to believe. The unrealistic part is probably thinking that that person is stuck in the box for the next week and a half, but maybe you just gotta suspend your belief for that part. So you got fans that believe someone will walk out of the box. A big name that's being thrown around by a lot of fans is, of course, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho has been rumored to return to WWE for a long time now, and his current UK tour with his band is set to end on February 21st. Therefore, technically leaving the door open and making him appear to be available for February 28th's Elimination Chamber event in Chicago. Chicago's always played a big role in Chris Jericho's career. When Chris Jericho made his memorable WWE debut in 1999, it just so happened to be in Chicago. So it would be pretty insane if his big return after this long hiatus away also takes place in Chicago. The other individual that fans are discussing is the recently signed Royce Keys, who's coming over from AEW and just made his first appearance at the Royal Rumble. Royce Keys has been traveling on the road with WWE. He's been backstage at Raw and Smackdown shows working dark matches. So fans are wondering if a big reveal for the mystery box could lead towards Royce Keys making his official television debut. Another theory floating around is for the Masked Man to have a potential connection to the big mystery crate. The Masked Man is another big mysterious storyline happening right now, so what if he happens to also be connected to this other mystery element that's happening with the crate? Again, it's another idea that seems possible for sure. The Masked Man reveal is building up as well. The new Masked Man made his first appearance at the Royal Rumble to take out Braun Breaker, and in the weeks since then, we've been seeing this recurring theme of the Masked Man targeting each member of the Vision one at a time. Royal Rumble was the attack on Braun Breaker, then he attacked Austin Theory, and this week he attacked Logan Paul. So that's been the theme there if you've been paying super close attention. The Masked Man has taken out a member of the Vision with each appearance. The only one left for the Masked Man to put his hands on and attack is Bronson Reed. And if they keep the same theme and pattern going, it looks like February 23rd's edition of Raw will feature a moment of the Masked Man finally delivering a curb stomp on Bronson Reed, and that will finally complete his full list of attacks on the Vision members. And after all the members have been curb stomped, maybe that's when we can start expecting an unmasking of the new Masked Man. And maybe that unmasking could be an Elimination Chamber, and maybe it does have some type of connection to the mystery crate that we now know for sure will be opened up at Elimination Chamber. The last possible and maybe the most anticlimactic of them all for the mystery crate reveal would be for it to just turn out to be an advertisement of some sorts. That's something else we've seen before as well. Most recently with the mystery egg from a few years ago. Everyone thought the mystery egg was a WWE related storyline situation, but it was just an advertisement for The Rock's new movie at the time. So that's the worst possible route. No one wants it to be a plain advertisement, but judging by their history of pulling off these types of things, that's why we can't really completely rule that out of the possibilities. The reveal being an advertisement is definitely a possibility. So that's the big guesses in the community so far, that it could be the return of Chris Jericho, the debut of Royce Keys, a connection to the Mystery Man, or a plain simple advertisement. Adam Pearce revealed that he will be sending the crate over to Nick Aldis on Smackdown. So that's a big indication that Nick Aldis will also come face to face with the crate on the February 20th edition of Smackdown. We can definitely expect to see the mystery crate a few more times before the big reveal at Elimination Chamber. And we'll have to see if they drop some more clues about what could be inside the mystery crate. It's a simple and effective tactic by WWE. Introduce a mystery element, and the fan conversation will drive and build up hype from there. So expect a big moment and that big reveal during the Elimination Chamber event. Stephanie Vaquer delivered an intense speech to Liv Morgan during a backstage segment this week on the edition of Monday Night Raw that was fiery and passionate. But Stephanie said something during Raw that she later apologized for on her social media platforms. During Stephanie's speech to Liv Morgan, Stephanie said that in Chile, pro wrestling did not exist. Stephanie apologized for those remarks and clarified what she meant, saying that in current day, pro wrestling does exist in Chile with a lot of great exponents and talent. But what she meant to say was that when she was first coming up and training several years ago, pro wrestling did not have a presence in Chile. Stephanie wrapped up her apology by saying that she's sending a big hug and apology to all the Chilean fighters who are making pro wrestling a reality in Chile in current day. Stephanie was just referring to the past with her remarks. She was not trying to say that it did not exist in current day. But despite that little mix-up there with those details, it was still one of the greatest and most intense promos that Stephanie has ever given in WWE. And it was one of those moments where you can see a lot of fans gravitating towards the segment there with Liv and Stephanie. Liv sold a speech by Stephanie by bursting out in tears at the end of it. Stephanie basically dismissed Liv's grind, implying that everything was handed to Liv and easy for her to get. Liv, knowing that wasn't true, burst into tears because that's not close to what actually happened. Liv was the underdog, and she had to fight very hard over the last 10 years to earn her spot on the top of the women's division. She was not one of those handpicked talent that the system was behind from the start. Liv had to grind and do it the old-fashioned way. So for Stephanie to ignore that part of her journey, it seemed like that's what triggered the tears for Liv Morgan. This backstage moment was great because this probably just gave Liv Morgan the inspiration to select Stephanie for WrestleMania. Liv feels disrespected by Stephanie, and the best way to get her back is to pick her at WrestleMania and defeat her for the title. So Stephanie probably just made Liv's decision a whole lot easier. We'll have to see what happens there. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.